Hi there, how's your week going? Well, if you're in the UK, you'll have just had a bank holiday weekend. It's not been brilliant weather, but I'm no doubt that many of you got out and about, did things, or had rest, whatever that is. But I want to talk to you today about what I understood this weekend about 114 books and price and value. So I'm going to dive in because that's what our topic is today. So if you went away or you did something over the weekend, did you track your time? Did you track the value of the time that you were actually spending doing the thing that you were doing? Did you track your expenses if you went out? I'm not sure. Either way, if you were out and about and you looked at all of those things, this video isn't actually about money or your time, etc., but rather the real value of it, or that you are seeing the real value of it. So as I said, this weekend I actually was packing up 114 books into 4 boxes because I found an app that buys books. Now, anybody who knows me long enough will know that I am a complete bookworm and that I have been collecting books for probably all of my life, and I've probably never thrown many out at all. They've gone with me everywhere, even shipped across from America. Well, anyway, so no more, because I'm really shifting my identity around what I'm holding on to and what I'm not, what I see as value and what I'm not. So I want to just kind of bring you into my world a little bit this weekend and see what you come up with on your side as well. So it took me about 2 hours to scan the barcodes of all the books that were actually accepted. There's about half that were and about half that weren't. So that's quite a bit. Even my husband put his hand over my head to see if I was feeling all right that I was giving away all these books. Well, not giving. That is the point indeed. So took about 3 hours of my time, an hour to probably pack all the boxes and seal them, etc., and put the labels on, and 2 hours to just get my phone and scan these barcodes in. So we calculated, get this, everybody. So we calculated it was £140.92. That was the value of these 4 boxes of books, £140.92 from 114 books. Now, I must say, I was pretty impressed, especially as there was a couple of extra bonuses in there. It was kind of getting quite exciting and I was kind of scanning just about everything. But I really learned some additional valuable lessons about this whole kind of selling the books things and changing your identity a little bit. And around stuff that I've been carrying around with me for lots of reasons. So there's lots more insights that I've had about this whole kind of weekend, my 3 hours doing the book journey. But I'm going to kind of just pack them down into 3 for you. And I'd love to know if you hear anything in this for yourself. So here's the first one. I had struggled for 20 years to let go of books that in the grand scheme of time and space weren't actually that materially valuable. Now, I'm not sniffing at £140.92. I'm really not, because to be quite honest, I'm more amazed I've been sitting on £140.92 and not doing anything with it for 20 years. So that is the thing, is I don't even recall reading half of the books that have gone, and even the half of the books that did go, I probably started them, got a bit bored, lost my way in the middle of them, and just never picked them up again. Just didn't get around to finish them. So they were just sat there like a weight around me, waiting for me to kind of feel more stoic about actually, getting these books read, etc., because I'd got them, like I had to read them because I'd got them. Wasn't going to happen, hasn't happened in 20 years, so they've gone. So £140.92 is going to be coming my way because I just started to just take the value out of just sitting there waiting for myself to sort of have these books and just sending them off. So the second thing that I learned was this: what I didn't see as valuable, someone else did. No, not only have they created these people that saw these books as valuable, they also created a service to relieve me of what I hadn't valued. They're probably making a bigger mint on the other side of it because they've got a good business model to actually sort of, resell those on, etc. There is a win-win, because what I suspected as the ultimate winners being them for actually having a better business model we're both winning. I'm sort of relieving myself of books that I didn't even value and I probably would have just given away to charity without even realizing it. I've probably given myself £140 when I would have given them away for nothing. But at the end of the day, leaving it for 20 years is a loss leader of a business model. So here's the third one. What else have I overlooked that I haven't valued? Now, not only like I'm looking around the garage right now, like there is just so much stuff I want to get rid of, but the whole venture into selling these unwanted books or these things around the house, you know, major declutter going on, by the way, it got me thinking. It got me thinking, firstly, how quick I have been to spend money over the years, not thinking of how many hours of my life that I'm exchanging for doing so. But more importantly, how much knowledge have I accumulated that I've promised myself would go into a book or a course or a training, and I got sidetracked and I didn't do it. The value equation goes both ways. This is not about, you know, that we should scrimp and save and just sell all our books for 50p. This is not what the video is about. It's about what I valued or what I didn't and what I was holding on to. And I just saw such a lot in there. I'd love to know what you see. But for me, I just saw this whole value equation. Just almost sometimes we're reading other people's books rather than writing our own and getting creative. Sometimes we're buying other people's courses instead of creating our own. Sometimes we're sitting there on the sidelines, devaluing the work that we do, charging less than we should do for it. There's lots of ways that we could use the value equation or this story of my books to kind of see a little deeper into what could be places that you're not even seeing the value that you've got lying around you that could be making you money, but also services that you could provide that relieve other people of the unwanted things that they don't want, or even seeing the value that they don't see in order to make the business that you really want and love. So you can see there's so many ways that we could go around this. But anyway, last week I ran this poll in LinkedIn on price versus value. Now, we had over 80 comments and over 3,500, nearly 4,000 sort of views on it as people decided whether they wanted to see people put their prices up front or not. And how would they handle the whole cost of sale and the value thing? And there were so many opinions and so many people coming back to each other with yes and no, they agreed, they disagree. Now, I found myself both agreeing with both sides at different points in this particular poll. But all I know is this. I took a real hard look at value this weekend just because of books that I had sat there for 20 years that suddenly were now obviously not sitting there, but also the whole point of like the value, how long it took me, how much they were valued for, etc. And things that I had devalued that I didn't even think were valuable were suddenly got value to them. So here were some of the points that I took away from this, and I'd love to know yours. So I saw the value of carrying so many books for so long, mostly unread. There's a cost to that, isn't there? The value that I got from them that I would have just given away for free without realizing it. I mean, like, who knew a travel map of the Norfolk Broads would actually sell for £4.50? It nearly went in recycling. The value of the 3 hours that it took to declutter and learn these valuable lessons to open my consciousness around this whole idea of really about value. The insights of this are kind of going to prove priceless to me. The value is in realizing that somebody would probably buy what I haven't valued up to now. I wonder where that could go. The value in seeing how much I still undervalue the years of learning, education, experience that I bring to the table. And the value in the relationships that I've invested in. Are they profitable for both of us? Who's in your world? Your relationships are valuable. Are we investing in those relationships? Are we not? Are we following up them? Are we creating relationships? So much in here. The value of the courses that I've bought, whether I valued them enough to actually complete them, or not. And the value that I place on my work and the prices that I charge, or that I don't. The value that I place in pleasing people who do or don't value my work. the value in my time and my life, whether I value my work enough to stop being so worried whether everybody else actually values it at all. And the value in waking up to this whole price versus value question, not because I think that there is a right and a wrong way to see it, but rather because it kind of arrests my unconscious thinking state. And I begin to sort of value my time this weekend and my relationships and my abilities and my talents, valuing my life differently just because of actually shifting what's been in my life for about 20 years. So I just want to kind of say to you, I'd love to know your thoughts, of course, but if you're avoiding getting yourself or your work into the world, look, you're not alone. Like, we all do it to some degree. We all back off from the things that, you know, would be better for us not to back off. We're all careful as we go up the stairs instead of leaping up them 2 or 3 at a time and sort of just diving into life. We get scared. We wonder if it's perfect enough. Well, this weekend really proved to me that what I hadn't valued, other people did. You know, sometimes I'm valuing things too much to hold on to them when I should be just getting rid of them or putting them into a course, etc. There's just so much there. Anyway, I wanted to say you are not alone. And if you would like some support around your self-employed journey, then we'd love to support you in the Visible Club and also in the Rapid Growth Academy, depending on where you are in your business journey. And if you want to be able to use speaking to grow your expert profile, then look out for the dates, because the Visible program, which is my 8-week flagship program for confident speakers who are ready to excel in video and the stage, that's coming soon. So sometimes it's about knowing where to put your money and where to put the value, and the value in yourself and actually in doing the things that are going to help you to make use of your time and your talents, your energy. They're much better spent somewhere than doing what I did, which is just have a load of books sat there for 20 years that in the grand scheme of things, great, I got 140 quid. I am very happy at that. But it cost me so much more to keep them, to not read them, to not value them, and not value the time and the effort that what I could have done if I had done. So this week, it's time to look at value, your value, the value of your time, your skills and your talents, the value of everything that you are bringing to the table, and maybe some of the things you need to get off your table and into some brown boxes and bring in some more cash flow into your pockets as well. So whatever you're doing this week, I'd love to know your thoughts on the value, the price, your time and your life. Are you valuing it? I hope so. Take care.